Today we're going up an arch into caves and through Uranus. Stay tuned. Wake up, sleepyhead. You're in St. Louis with a beautiful view and a monument to climb. Conceived in the happiest decade of American history, the 1930s, construction began on the 630-foot Gateway Arch 30 years later in 1963. Built as a monument to westward expansion, it's the world's tallest arch and Missouri's tallest accessible structure. You cram into a tiny capsule made back when people were smaller and ride all the way to the top, marveling at how majestic it would be to pee off of it. Then it takes forever to pull out because this guy's an idiot. You satisfy your sweet tooth at Donuts Drive-In that's been serving it up the same way for over 70 deep-fried years. Then do a bang-bang with St. Louis stable Ted Drew's frozen custard. Teddy was a tennis star in the 20s who opened his first custard stand by the end of the decade in 1929. Charge your vehicle and mosey on into Meremac Caverns, a 4.5-mile cave system that's existed for 400 million years. The Native Americans used them as shelter, and the Union Army used them as saltpeter plants during the Civil War. However, the plant was destroyed by Confederate guerrillas, which likely included notorious outlaw Jesse James. It's rumored Jesse and his brother used the caverns to hide from a local sheriff, making their exit through this hidden stream. Now, you make your exit to Cuba, the one in Missouri, nicknamed the Mural City for the 15 pieces of art that decorate nearly every building in town, including a few documenting the Civil War skirmish between the Union and Confederacy here in 1864, despite the fact that Missouri was a neutral state. Fence sitters. At the end of town, your life changes forever when you learn about the Battle of the Rocking Chairs. The story starts, as most good ones do, in Franklin, Indiana, with a giant rocking chair named Big John. At that point, it was the world's largest rocking chair, and it left such an impression on a boy named Danny Sanazaro that when he grew up, he decided to break the record in Fanning, Illinois, convinced the attention would help his struggling feed store. And the plan worked, with the Route 66 Red Rocker standing at over 42-foot tall and certified by Guinness as the world's largest rocking chair in 2006. Everything was coming up Millhouse for Danny and the gang until 2015, when tragedy struck. Only miles away in Casey, Illinois, the 56.5-foot high world's largest rocking chair opened right across the street from the world's largest wind chime. And apparently, the American public had no taste for number 2, as they took a shit all over the Red Rocker, and Danny's feed store went out of business. However, you can still see the fruits of Danny's labor in the newly renamed Route 66 Rocker, now promoted as the world's largest rocking chair on Route 66. You'd love to rock, but it's time to roll in a town named Rolla, where you locate a place your ex-girlfriend told you you'd never find. Time to travel into the crack of America's heartland, Uranus, Missouri. A feast not just for the eyes, but all 5 of your naughty senses. Especially taste when you get your fudge packed by a guy named Steve. My favorite flavor is strawberry. If you think that's weird, your mind is absolutely blown when you buy a ticket to the freak show. What a beautiful bounty of the bizarre. The exhibits in Uranus really must be seen to be believed. Already jumpy, you're surprised when you're approached by a sword swallower named Kat. She asks if you'd like an impromptu performance in the parking lot. Of course.
Now, what's the truck made out of? I know it's some kind of stainless steel.
Yes.
Don't know what kind of stainless steel, but that's also what I use for my sword swallowing swords.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. Wow. I would applaud, but I'm holding the camera. That's awesome.
That sword looked delicious, so you hit the road hoping to find one at Bucky's. And if they didn't have it there, they won't have it anywhere, so you're forced to settle for barbecue again, which gives you just enough strength to check into your room at the Bassmasters Anglers Lodge in Springfield, where, like every classy hotel, you're treated to some complimentary gummy worms, which goes perfectly with your healthy treat from earlier. Get a rest. You're going to need it for tomorrow.